What's going on, everybody? Dogman Dan here. We're in Warframe, and we're going to continue our new player challenges here just a little bit. Okay, so I made it to Phobos, and I'm going to show you 2 runs in this video, and we're going to talk a little bit about the differences on both of these as we go through it and some of the challenges here that are still in here. So, first I'm running my Excalibur, my Bratton, my MK1 Kunai, and my MK1 Bow. None of them have a reactor and or catalyst attached to them because I just don't have any available to me. I have one catalyst sitting in the foundry that needs materials for me to print it, and so I will have that, and I'll be able to attach it to a weapon. And on the other side, we'll talk about the other setup here in a bit. So now I've pushed to here. I'm about 13 hours in on this new player account. I started obviously on Sunday with just the 3 planets, Earth, Venus, Mercury, that we have, and I pushed through the fast track on each of those just to get to the boss levels to be able to unlock more planets. And so I've unlocked now obviously Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, Sedna, and here I am on Phobos. And we're going to get this unlocked so we can get to the Shifting Sands tactical alert and try to run that. So, quickly looking at some of the things here, and I want to make sure that I post this up so I don't forget. The Excalibur's show right here, that's all he's got. Remember, no reactor on him. Bratton, that's all I've got for the Bratton. No catalyst. MK1's Kunai, that's it, no catalyst. And the MK1 Bow, that's it, no catalyst. That's all I've got to work with. It took a lot to get to this level. Now, some advantages are the fact that I am doing this solo. But that in my time of going through those 8 planets, I had a lot of those challenges of dealing with, you know, bad matches, dying all the time, not having the gear good enough to run anything, not having mods, which I still don't have mods, as you could clearly see from that. I kind of really don't have good gear, if you will. Still the basic stuff with basic mods. But what has happened is, in that time of grinding those 8 levels, I still have to open a lot of nodes on there. I've managed to kind of put myself in with the gear that I have, figure out the strengths and the weaknesses, and make it work for me. Where I can run solo now that I want to, or I can run with other people. I did have some help getting through the planets with the guys in the clan, which is another thing is, you know, early on, you really don't know anybody. You don't, a lot of players aren't even going to be looking at the chat, don't know about the recruitment threads in the chat of the game, because those are things that are all just kind of not readily right in front of you when you're going through this game and dealing with it all in the beginning. But with that said, the chat, in my opinion, is pretty junky, because you could start asking questions and stuff and people will just ignore you. They start having their own conversations, and even in the design council, you can ask a question and it could be 10 minutes before somebody actually responds to you, because they're too busy with some stupid question or stupid, you know, topic that they're talking about, and they're on about this ammo capacity or there's something stupid, and they just don't, you know. But so that's an issue. And then of course the recruitment channel, you have that channel that you can utilize, and I would suggest it as a new player to utilize it if you're looking for people to run missions with you. But again, you still can't 100% trust that source as to whether those players are going to be good or not. With that said, coming into my own with this setup, now I've got a better run for it, I've got a better feel for it, I know what I can do and what I can't do. I can still die, but I won't die as much. But we've done nothing special to this, and we're just working with what we have. We have to do more grinding. We're going to have to go back to some lower levels, grind out some more basic defense runs to get to the point where I have some mods that I need, and then I can move into higher levels here. So it is entirely possible to do it, you know, and to get through, even with these basic weapons, as it was before. But the challenge in the beginning is you really can't run it's solo, and then you have the weapons in the beginning, in which you really don't know. All right, we're through this one. You really don't know what weapon to choose when you're given the choice in your starting mission, if you will, and that can be a challenge as well. All right, so over here to the Hydroid, I'm gonna just go ahead and post up the Hydroid loadout. So I've got Hydroids here, the Attica, and the Nami Skyla. Of course, the MK1 Kunai is still there. None of that have changed. Now, keep in mind, there's a couple factors here. I have a reactor on the Hydroid. I have Catalyst on the Nami Skyla and the Attica, giving me the double point capacity, so I can utilize more mods that I have, even if they're not highly ranked. You can't use... I mean, I guess you could say, oh, well, but you bought it. Yes, I did buy the pack. And you could say, oh, well, you bought it, so now you have an advantage. And you don't really have an advantage, because you're still disadvantaged by not having the mods and whatnot. But at the same time, you have this big advantage where you have the Catalyst and you have the reactors already. And that is where it's significantly lacking. It's been lacking since I started playing the game. Even as a design council, even as a grandmaster, we always fought about this. And you know what? DE does give it to you. They give you the opportunity to get one Catalyst or one reactor every month, roughly, give or take, when they bring out a really big patch or they do a live stream. You'll see one, a significant live stream. They'll put in a run for it. So you have the chance to get one or two, but it's never really enough to be able to keep up with everything in the game. So, okay, I go ahead and I put it all on my Excalibur, my Bratton, my MK1 Bow, and my MK1 Kunai, and now that's it. Let's say I've gotten all those. How long will it be before I can put that on any new weapon that I get? You know, so there's some different disadvantages. And you could say, okay, go to the market, trade some stuff in the market, and you know, you'll be able to get some platinum and get the catalyst that you need with platinum. But the thing is, as a new player, you have nothing to trade. You've got nothing that anybody wants. So running in the marketplace or in the trade, it's just not going to be really something that's feasible. You can't trade platinum that you got starting with the account. You can't trade any platinum. Trade any platinum that you get as a gift based off the setup now. So that original platinum is yours to utilize, and is suggested, of course, that you utilize that platinum. I always suggested it. You utilize it to buy slots, weapon slots and frame slots, so you have a bigger arsenal to work with as you move through the game. So that's, but again, we'll utilize that as a new player. You'll utilize it however you think is proper, and right off the bat, you could throw in a Forma to a weapon thinking that's what you need to do. I mean, a Catalyst to a weapon thinking that's what you need to do, and you've just blown through 20 platinum, and you don't have much left. But you can do that. You could buy some slots, buy a Warframe slot, buy a few weapon slots. That's what I've always suggested. Then if you got some left over, maybe get a reactor or a catalyst slot as well, catalyst to put into one of your weapons. So there is disadvantages there. So if I'm buying this stuff outright, I'm already getting the stuff that I need. And of course, you know, that's legit. I should have all of that stuff given to me since I'm buying it. But there still is that lack of making it available to players that don't have that. And I think maybe just a little bit more, you know, making it at least twice a month, or doing something really small that says, yes, this is always going to be there. We're going to always give this out, not as randomly as we do now. You know, that may help. But that's it for now. I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.